Hey, this is Susan Farrar from SusanF.com with another episode of the Law of Attraction series. And in today's episode, I'm talking about guilt and what guilt really does to us, why we have it, and how it really screws us up from being able to experience everything that we want to experience here. So, first of all, guilt is always coming from a belief that you have. The universe is not a reward versus punishment universe. That is not how the universe works. The universe does not judge. There is no guy sitting on a throne passing out judgment. All judgment is coming from the human ego mind. Okay? So when we have beliefs of something being bad or wrong, or a certain behavior being bad or wrong, and we do it, we will feel guilt from that. If we feel we've done something wrong or said something wrong that we believe is wrong or bad, we will feel guilt. Now, what happens is, this is why I don't believe in karma, because nothing outside of you is making you pay. You're making yourself pay from the inside. So you're going to see things reflected back to you that are going to keep you feeling like you don't deserve to have what you want. So say, for example, let me think of a good example of this. I always had a lot of guilt around my little sister because I was mean to her growing up. And some people are like, oh, all sisters are like that. But whatever, it was wrong. I was mean to her. And I watched her grow up and deal with different things, I would blame myself for that. And I took on responsibility for her happiness, her health, and her life, really, which is a different video, but it was because of deeper guilt that I was feeling. So as I felt this guilt around her not being able to live the life, or live up to the potential that I saw in her, all me, not her, all me, I would hold myself back in certain ways subconsciously, not to kind of step on her toes in a way. So I didn't want to dim her light. I didn't want to, take up too much space. I wanted to make sure that she had what she needed, that she felt, good about herself. So I would do things to myself, again, subconsciously, to make myself, pay or to hold myself back. And that's what it looks like. We will self-sabotage ourselves. We will make ourselves pay, sometimes, inflict pain upon ourselves, physical pain, emotional pain, repeating patterns that keep us feeling emotional pain. And it's coming from a belief that we believe we don't deserve better because of what we've done. So, of course, the answer to this is forgiveness. It's self-forgiveness. It's not about, owing the universe anything. It's not about owing anyone anything. It's about owing yourself an apology and releasing that within yourself and finding that compassion for yourself, whatever helps you release that guilt, whether it's an internal exercise to forgive or, owning up to something to someone else. But again, it's because you've deemed that behavior good or bad, right or wrong. So sometimes it's just about seeing that there is no good or bad or right or wrong. Everything's on a spectrum, and what is good in one situation might be bad in another. It's all about the conditions, right? The conditions, the environment that it's in. The same way a gene can turn on and off in your body. A gene will be expressed in your body depending on the conditions that it's in. If your body is acidic and, not doing really great, you're turning on genes that are going to create dis-ease in your body. Whereas if your body is, detoxed and alkaline and, its pH is correct, you're shutting off these genes that would normally create disease in your body. And it's the same way for our belief system. So if something, stealing is bad, right? We can all agree stealing is bad. But what if stealing was okay in certain instances? If you were a mother and you didn't have food for your child, you would probably steal for it, right? Now, you could beat yourself up for that and make yourself not deserving, but that's not helping anyone. You did what you had to do within the conditions that were created. So you can do this for anything. I know, even killing, okay? Like if someone was going to kill me or hurt me, I could kill them. If someone was going to hurt someone that I loved, I could hurt them. I could stop that physically. We all have that within us. And when we deem something good or bad, it's more about cause and effect than good or bad. If I do this, then this chain of events will happen. And if you start to look at stuff in that way, it starts to open it up for you, and you can start letting go of some of that guilt, whether it's from the past or you're still, making yourself feel it. Like, guilt around food is another example. If I eat starch, I used to have a fear of carbohydrates. If I eat a carbohydrate, I'm going to get fat. But really, there are good carbohydrates and there are bad carbohydrates. And even within the body, there are carbohydrates. If you have starch and drink enough water, that will help the starch move through you. If you don't, that causes problems in your gut. If the starch is resistant, it actually feeds healthy gut bacteria. If it's not resistant, it feeds the bad bacteria. So there's always a spectrum. But when we have decided we've done something bad, we will find a way to make ourselves pay or to keep ourselves away from something that we want to create, that we want to feel. Sometimes it's a physical thing, sometimes it's money, sometimes it's love. It's often love. It's often the experience of feeling accepted, of feeling at peace and free. So I challenge you to start looking for where you are sabotaging yourself in this way. Where are you not letting yourself have something because you don't feel like you deserve it? Where do you feel guilty? When guilt comes up for you, start digging into that. Your emotions are always going to show you what you're really believing on a subconscious level, and it does not always align with what you're consciously telling yourself. So use that to start becoming aware of how you're holding yourself back from everything that you want. All right. Thanks for watching. I will leave you with that, and I will see you soon in another episode of the Law of Attraction series.